The Husson softball team has one more doubleheader on Thursday at 3 against Plymouth State before the Eagles embark on their North Atlantic Conference schedule. The players described how their early stretch leading to an 11-9 record can help prepare them to defend their conference championship.
We faced a very tough competition in Florida, so that's going to prepare us for the season. RIC was tough. St. Joe's gave us a run, so every game's going to prepare us for that season at the end.
Competing with each other every day is something that makes us better, and having people step up when needed is really important.
All right, Husson's conference opener is a home doubleheader Friday at 3 against Thomas. The Eagles are 6-time defending NAC champions.